Let me first ask the BJP, Mr. Tarun Vijay, as far as you're concerned and as far as the BJP is concerned, you don't see this then as a resolved issue? You don't find Montek Singh Ahluwalia's explanation convincing?
There is no question, the whole thing seems to be the overfed people deciding who is poor in India. Like the rag party cohorts in America of the last century, rich and billionaires donning the poor man's sackcloths and enjoying their evening drinks. They are insulting Indian citizen. 578 rupees for a person to live in Delhi, and 31 rupees to pay rent in Delhi monthly, and 33 rupees to pay for medicines, and 26 rupees or 30 rupees for the vegetables for 1 month. Is this the life that Montek Singh Ahluwalia and this UPA government envisages for the Indian citizen today in 2011? The whole thing should be dismissed right away, and there should be a proper consultation with the state governments, with the state chief ministers. These people who never see a poor person except that common man in R.K. Lakshman's cartoons, they have no right, and they are perhaps expediting the end of this UPA governance in a competitive way. Harakiri is still a very honorable word, but they are committing suicide for UPA. They can, nobody stops them, but they have no right to mock and insult and humiliate the Indian citizen. I don't say that they are mocking at the Indian poor. They are insulting the Indian citizenship.
I'm going to get into the larger question of this self-goal, as I have also described it, by the UPA. But Dr. Surjit Bhalla, what did you think of what Montek Singh Ahluwalia said today? I think a lot of people were confused. When he said that this is not the Planning Commission's figure, then the question was, then why was this figure submitted to the Supreme Court?
No, I think there's confusion all around. One is, in order to respond to Mr. Vijay, he's perhaps forgetting that his party was in power in '99 when the last time we had a poverty count, and when his party claimed on the basis of a poverty line which was some 25% below this line that things were going well. So I wonder what he has to say when he recognizes that this administration, rightly or wrongly, is a separate question. When the Tendulkar poverty line came, it got raised by about 25%. So that's a factual point one. We can go into polemics, we can go into ideology. The other factual point I want to bring
I will have to stop Mr. Bhalla. I respect him as a great economist. But okay.
No, go ahead, Mr. Vijay, make your point. I'll go back to him so that he can complete his point.
But he is completely wrong when he is saying that at a 25% lower level, NDA claimed that the country is shining. No, we simply put a factual position before the nation, and we wanted that the poverty level should be the determining line should be raised, and it should be relooked, because this seems to be a false thing. This gives a very cosmetic and a false perception about who is the poor. And more, according to Arjun Das Gupta's report, more than 77% of the people were living below poverty line, and
well, actually that's another point I wanted to raise about the various reports, because I can tell you so many people are also confused, Dr. Surjit Bhalla. One report says 37% of Indians are living in poverty, another one said 77%.
77,
and that is precisely,
Dr.
we can go on this. Let me just state, if with Mr. Vijay permitting, maybe he has looked at these figures for the last decade or so, but it is a factual point that nowhere during Mr. Bajpayee's regime was it. If you keep on interrupting, this is just. But basically, I was very quiet when he went into his polemical attack. Let me just make the factual point. I'm not even getting into any polemics. So first factual point is the poverty line, the Tendulkar poverty line, was raised, the official poverty line, by something like 20 to 25%. That's factual point number one. Factual point number two, since we have statements from the NAC members like Mr. Saxena that 32 rupees a day, and echoed by perhaps the BJP, is not even fit for dogs and cats and the rest of them, it turns out that on the basis of this very same survey, the National Sample Survey, the non-poor The average non-poor person in India in 2009-10 was living on the equivalent of 50 rupees a day, and the average non-poor urban person was living on the equivalent of 96 rupees a day.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone, fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. ndtv.com/apps.